This is Todd Frazee, and this is the second installment for the transition pieces in your assignment. So we're going to be doing transition piece B next. So we went from a round profile in A to a square. This one reverses it, and proportionally looks like they're about opposite. So let's go to AutoCAD. Okay, so again, empty model space. We're starting over with a new file. You want world coordinate system, and we want to start out in top. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our square. So we're going to use the rectangle command, and I'm going to pick a corner somewhat arbitrary and drag to the right. And then I'm going to type in dimensions. And we want to make this square 8 inches by 8 inches. I guess it looks like I was zoomed in a little too much. Okay, so we have our square. Now let's center it on origin just to be thorough. So if we draw a line from corner to corner, we should be able to do a move command, and we're going to move the rectangle and the line, and we're going to move them from the midpoint, and we're going to move them to the endpoint of the one we just created, and that'll center our square on 0, 0, 0. We can then get rid of this construction geometry that we created. Okay, and we're going to draw our circle from origin, and we're going to make this bigger than the square. So pull from center, and we're going to make it a 8 radius. That'll be a 16 inch diameter. Alright, so now we're going to rotate our view, and then we're going to do a move command, and we'll move the circle with ortho on. It's a little helpful. We're going to move it from origin down. We're going to go 12 inches. Okay, so we're going to look at our loft transition. It's going to be somewhat opposite of the one we just did, but same method. We have flat triangular facets with a large radius here. So we need to make these guide curves that are going to follow these edges. Going back to our model, we need to make quadrants on our circle. So we're going to go to the right, and then we're going to go vertical, and then we can use the extend command to extend the lines, and then we can use the trim command to trim off the edges. Okay, so we have our index lines, and now we're going to make our guidelines. So let's turn off ortho, and we're going to be working in 3D, and we're going to trace, connect the dots from corner to corner until we've gone all the way around our part. Okay, and we should spin it around and make sure we have the facets like we want. And then we can delete our index lines, a little less clutter. Okay, so we've got a faceted look. Now it should be pretty straightforward. We're going to go to solid, we're going to go to loft, we're going to pick the circle as our first piece, and then we're going to pick the rectangles, our second piece. We're going to hit enter, and then we're going to take guides, and then we're going to select our guides in order, going around in a circular fashion. And they should be the lines that we drew. You see some stuff moving around there that's the surface itself. Once you've gotten all those done, hit enter and accept. And to verify that you have a surface, or solid, you're going to go to shaded mode and take a look at it. And here we go, we have our facets. And if I go to shaded with shades of gray, it's going to give us our hard edges. So I don't know, to me that looks pretty darn close to this. That part might be a little taller in proportion, but if you have something that's generally like this, it's going to be pretty close. Okay, so now we're going to go to press pull. And it's relatively simple to press pull the top up. Up 2 inches. Okay. Now we don't want to press pull the bottom because we want the bottom to remain solid after we shell it. Go to shell, accept our solid. It's asking us which faces to remove, so we're going to remove the top and bottom faces. We're going to hit enter, and we're going to put in a wall thickness of 1/8 of an inch, and there we go. Okay, now we're going to press pull the bottom. And we're going to press pull that down 2 inches. You may have to draw an auxiliary circle there if the geometry you had isn't working. But there's our solid bottom. Yeah, I'm going to go to the home position just to center my screen. And it's a great time to save. So now, again, we're going to slice this in half. And we're going to go back to the home tab. You're going to use slice. And we're going to slice our solid. And we're going to hit enter. And we're going to do 3 points. So go ahead and select 3 points that can slice this part. So I think I'm going to opt for I'm going to opt for one of the edges, one of the endpoints on the opposite side, and endpoint on this side of the box. And then we can pick up on center of our circle. We're going to keep both sides. And now we've split it in half. And then we're going to do a move command. Or I'm sorry, a rotate command. We're going to select the right half. And then we're going to go down and pivot around the bottom. Right there, and we'll go 120 degrees. There we go. And there's a little line segment I could live without, so we'll delete that. There you go. So that ends the tutorial for the second part in the transition pieces series. So that's the B part. Remember, save it off. As a B, it's a good idea to have your initials perhaps in it, and then we're going to move on to C next. See you in the next tutorial.